The Watauga Arts Council with your host, Cherry Johnson, serving arts in Watauga County for more than 30 years.
Hi, I'm Cherry Johnson with Watauga County Arts Council, and one of the programs that we have had from the beginning of the Arts Council's history is the Grassroots Grants program. Now, Grassroots Grants are money that is given to each county in the state by the North Carolina legislature. It's specifically voted on separate from other arts funding, and it is something that we very much treasure because of all the impact it has in our community. So I want to thank our legislators for their support for this program and encourage them to keep on supporting it because it's doing a lot of great stuff. You know, I kind of call it a ripple effect because the Arts Council takes some of our money and we take some of the state money to match it and we put it into a pool. And then we invite applications from organizations around the community and they put their money in, and that just kind of explodes out into these wonderful ripples so that the people that we could impact are greatly multiplied by the impact of our partner organizations that work with us in these grants. So one of those organizations is the Blowing Rock Historical Society, and this is Melissa Pickett representing them because you're coordinating, I think, one of their in my view, one of the most exciting programs that y'all do, because after all, it's an arts program.
Yes.
Okay, now you are a volunteer with the organization. Actually,
I am.
Your husband's a board member.
He is.
Yeah. And you've been sort of roped into being in charge of a program. Talk about this program.
It is the Artist in Residence program. It's an 8-week program in the summer.
Right.
And we take applications from local artists in the high country. And we jury them out, and we choose artists. In the past, we've done one artist per week.
Right.
Starting last year, we tried to bump that up and include 3D artists.
That's good.
So that way we could do more than 8 artists a year. And this year, we're actually up to 10 artists.
That's great.
So we have 2. Actually, I lied. We have 3 3D artists, but we have 2 weeks paired up. So we had 19 applicants this year, and we got 10 artists out of that.
That's great.
They do anything. This year we have wood carvers, we have a book artist, we have watercolors, we have oils, pastels, acrylics. We have all kinds of artists. We actually have 2 artists this year that I'm excited about that are originally from overseas. One, Tunde, is from Africa. Sigrid is originally from Germany.
And I happen to know both of them.
Yes, and I'm just excited because each year it seems like we just get more and more talent.
That's
so
great.
I've actually been asked, when are we going to do an all alumni season? And my answer to that is, as long as I'm getting applicants for new artists every year,
we shouldn't be
looking at that.
You do have an opening exhibit, though, of alumni.
We do have, every year, our first week is always the alumni from the previous year.
Right.
So that is our kickoff week.
That is cool.
So we always start off with a Sunday reception, which is a reception to meet all of this year's artists.
Right.
And they bring in 4 to 6 pieces, and we do a one-night show for them.
That's an undertaking all by itself.
It is an undertaking. To hang a show and take it down all in one evening is an undertaking, but it's a good undertaking. So the shows always start on a Thursday and run through the following Tuesday.
With a day out to kind of switch out.
Yes, and then we always use Wednesday as a closed day to hang the next show.
Right.
So it's just an exciting program. Last year we put, if anybody's ever been to Edgewood Cottage, it's not a very big place.
No, but it's so cool.
It is.
It's a great place.
And we put 3,500 people through the cottage last year in 8 weeks.
I'm glad you didn't do it all at one time.
No, we are too. So it would be very tight. But yes, so we're excited. Every year we increase how many people we put through the cottage for the artist, and it's an awesome program. It's great. I always go every week just to kind of support my artists and stuff. But it's amazing to go in there and listen to people talk with the artists. The artists usually demonstrate why they're there. They have, you know, each artist has their own little thing they do, but they'll either have goodies out or, you know, they have, last year we had an artist, I know you know Pat Grant.
Oh, yeah.
He raises and crossbreeds daylilies, and he brought daylily blooms last year and was floating them. Just anything to get their guests interacted with them, and it's just amazing to go watch these artists interact with their guests.
You know, one of our favorite events of every month for us is our opening reception, where you come in and you meet the artists. And what you guys are doing is stretching that out into a whole week. You know, where you have an opportunity to come in and meet the artist, learn from the artist. What is it that you're doing? Why do you do it like this? How did you do it? You know, and I think that is something I see people, especially honestly people that purchase art, want to know. They want to know that artist, and they want to know where that art came from, and you know what excited that artist that got them to do what they were doing. You know?
And it's a great thing. I actually answer the emails for the Historical Society website. And all through the winter months, I was getting emails, you know, like once a month. I visited this artist last month, you know, they sold this, but I can't remember their name. So even the after effects, they get them back in touch with the artist. It's a great feeling to know that we're giving them this opportunity.
It is great.
So,
and also because it is a very desirable achievement to get to this, to be an Edgewood artist. You know, it really is. And so I think that the artists that I know that have gotten in for this year are just super excited, you know. And frankly, Pat was last year, you know.
Yes.
So I think that it's a mark that they can put on their resume as something that's really important. And what it says for you guys is that you're bringing in the best of the best, which is really, really cool, you know. And I don't think you'll run out of good artists.
No, we've had a great time with it. And I mean, the artists are they're absolutely wonderful people. I mean, we just had our artist meeting this past Thursday, and you know, you go in and at first they're real timid about getting to know each other, and within 15 minutes they're all good friends, and they're excited, and so it's a great program. We enjoy it.
Let's talk about your schedule. Who's up? Who won this year?
Who won this year? The first week is July 3rd through the 8th, and that will be Pete Lupo, and he's a wood carver. July 10th through the 15th is Kyle Keeter.
Right.
And he does watercolors.
Kyle very well.
July 17th through the 22nd is Joanne Pippin, who also does watercolors. July 24th through the 29th is Eddie Kent Talent, and he does pastels, charcoals.
Where's he from?
Eddie is also from Boone.
Okay, I haven't met Eddie. Okay.
Then July 31st through August 5th is one of our joint weeks, and that is Tunde Afalayan.
Tunde Afalayan famous.
Thank you. He has a little of an unusual name. And Tunde does acrylics, and he is sharing his week with Sigrid Heiss, who does art books.
So that's your international week.
That is my international week, yes. August 7th through August 12th is Marcia Holmes, who does acrylic and oil. And then August 14th through the 19th is my second shared week, and they are actually a husband and wife team.
That works.
Yes, worked really good for them. And that is Amy and Don McHugh, and Amy does oils, and Don is another wood carver.
Wow.
So
we're gonna have to talk to these wood carvers.
Yes, I'm excited. We, of course, with our applications and stuff, we got pictures of everything, and it's just amazing the artwork that we're going to have this year. I'm so excited.
And I do want to encourage you to keep adding a three-dimensional artist with a two-dimensional artist each month or week. I keep thinking in terms of months, because I think that's really cool. Not only for the public to be able to see a variety of things at the same time, but also because, quite honestly, if you're there during the week and it happens to be a quiet day or something like that, it could get a little bit lonely.
Last year, like I said, last year was our first year that we did a duo week, and we had Kim Abernathy and Barbara Ballasty together. One was I think she did watercolors, and one was a potter. And they said it was absolutely wonderful, you know, not only for the space, because you have someone on the walls and someone all over the tables and stuff, but it was a great thing for them because, like you said, when it was slow, they had someone to talk to.
Right,
but
exactly.
One could go to lunch and someone was still exhibiting, but also when there was 10 people in the room,
they could both work
the
with
room.
People, yes.
So it was a great thing, and we got to thinking about that. That's a benefit to the
Yes.
show. So
Yeah, when I first saw last year that you'd done that, I was like, really? And then I thought, wait a minute, that's a good idea. You
yeah,
know.
it was a really positive turn for the show. So we tried more this year. We did have actually 3 weeks paired up. The first week, Pete Lupo actually had another artist with him, which turn of events he had to
Okay.
decline this year. So we actually had 3 weeks paired up. So that's more and more of our goal. And also, a lot of people don't realize how much 3D art is out there. So we're trying to expose more people to that side of art.
Well, you know, Blowing Rock is such an artsy community anyway. And, you know, it just has that feel. It's interesting to be working in Watauga County, how different Blowing Rock and Boone and other communities are. And Blowing Rock just has a certain kind of a feel to it, and this cottage fits it to a T.
Yes.
You know, it really does.
And that's another thing. The artists get so excited about being at the cottage because the cottage itself lends to the art history, being the Elliot Dangerfield, and that was his, you know,
Getaway cottage.
His
Yeah,
getaway cottage, and he did so much painting himself there,
Right.
and he taught classes there. So it self lends to this program
It does.
too. So
It really does.
And
now, is the building used for anything else during the year?
the Historical Society itself, we do have meeting. That's our meeting space. Every Saturday, it's open from 1 to 4 p.m. during the summer for the museum hours itself for people, you know,
Right.
tourists and stuff to come in and tour. And that's one thing we do when we do our artist meeting. We give a history lesson to our artists, so they're informed of. Yes, we kind of learned that along as we went, that our artists were getting all these questions that they didn't know answers to. So we bring in our famous Jenny Stevens of the Historical Society.
Font of information.
Yes, if you want to know something historical about Blowing Rock, Miss Jenny is your information center.
Yes.
So she comes in, and she was gracious enough when we give them their packets. She wrote up a lot of information on the cottage that we give them to take with them. So
That's great.
but yes, we do the tours 1 to 4 on Saturdays. The cottage is open to the public. So
Now, what hours are the artists in there during the
the artist shows run Tuesday through Thursday, and it's excuse me, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except on Sundays when it's noon to 6 p.m.
Tuesday through Thursday or Thursday through
I'm sorry.
Tuesday?
That would be Thursday through Tuesday.
I'm thinking, wait a minute, they're changing it out on Wednesday.
No.
That's not the day you want to go.
I'm sorry. It's Thursday through Tuesday,
Okay.
and it's noon to 6 except on Sunday when it.
Okay.
Let's try that again. How about Thursday through Tuesday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except on Sunday when it's noon to 6.
Got it.
Okay, we're good now.
We got that. We'll get Max to put it on the screen. Okay, the main thing is you really want to go and check it out. I really recommend that you do this. I got to experience it last year when Pat was in there, and that was the first time I'd actually been to one of these events, and just really was enchanted with the whole building and the art and the way the art fits in the building and the environment. It's just really cool. Now, if you don't know where the cottage is, if you know where the Blowing Rock Art and History Museum is, which is basically downtown Blowing Rock, slightly toward the...
We're on the corner of Main Street and Chestnut
Thank you.
Street.
I wouldn't know that. And they're right there, basically in the front yard of the museum.
This is true.
And so it's a wonderful. You have 2 for 1. You can go to the museum, and then you can also go to the Dangerfield Cottage and enjoy the art there. So it's just really worth doing.
It is.
And then if you happen to hit one of those incredible weekends when they have art in the park, then you're going to be extremely busy. So you might want to make a weekend of it. I am so thrilled that we're able to help with this program. And
We appreciate it too.
you are welcome. And it's just nice to be able to be a part of something that's such a cool thing in the community and recognizes the talent that we have here in our region. And we are very fortunate. We have amazing people.
We have lots of talent in this area. Lots of
Well,
it.
you know, I've been with the Arts Council a lot of years, and for many, many of those years, I have gone off the mountain, that we call it, to conferences or whatever, and when people hear I'm from this area, oh, that's an artist mecca. You know, that's really what they see as this community, and I think they're absolutely right.
This
So-
it's amazing the talent that is in just this small little communities up here.
Makes yours and my jobs a lot easier, doesn't it?
It does. It does make it easy.
Well, please come and be a part of it. Starting, what's the first date?
The first day is our alumni week, and it opens June 26th. That will be our alumni from last year.
And then just come all through that time. Also, the parking is on the street, or you can park
Or you
behind the
can park
museum.
in the parking deck behind
Yeah.
Brom.
Right. And so parking is, it's a little bit of a challenge, but it's not that bad a challenge.
And
you know.
there's a 2-story deck behind Brom,
yeah,
and generally there's not an issue if you go
Right.
back there.
Yeah, so you just know where to go. All right, well, thank you so much, Melissa, for coming out.
Thank
and
you for having
spending
me.
some time with me. I hope you will be a part of this. I hope you'll be a part of all kinds of cool art experiences all through the community. The Arts Council is trying to help all of that happen, as our slogan is making the arts a presence in our community, and I'm hoping that that's exactly what's happening. Check our website, watauga-arts.org, for links to this and a whole lot more.
Watauga Arts Council with your host, Cherry Johnson, serving arts in Watauga County for more than 30 years.